Okay, back part 2, I think it's 126, I'm not sure, and I was talking about guns. And as I said, I'm sure I may catch some flack from this. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't catch much flack from this. Okay, guns. I fess up. I have guns. I have several handguns. I have, not that it's important, I have a couple of 45s, I have a 9mm, I have a 22, and I have a 25. And up until recently, they were all up in the attic. You know, I don't have them like hanging out here so I can shoot somebody who comes through the door. In fact, one of them I couldn't even find. And the only reason I actually went scrounging around for them is one of my co-workers, you know, goes to the range, and we were going to have some kind of big shootout. We never had the shootout, but I did go to the range and practice. And you know, I sort of enjoy that, actually. You know, it's fun to go down there and shoot the old targets and all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you that, and this may be the same in your area, if you're in the States. I know overseas, there's some countries where, you know, guns are basically prohibited, I believe. But gosh, in our area here, you know, all these people are writing in, yeah, boy, you come to my house and I'm going to fuck you up bad, you know, you're going to be dead, and all this kind of stuff. And I wonder how many of these people, you know, have ever been, you know, like to war or something. And I doubt seriously if they have, because I don't think the average person who's been shot at and who has shot at people would have that attitude. I could be wrong. I've never been shot at, thankfully, and I've never shot at anyone. But I mean, you know, this gun stuff is a hell of a mess. And also, oh, I know what I was getting up to. The latest thing they passed is, and I could be wrong on this, they did pass the law that you can strap on your concealed thing and go in a bar. A bar. I think they say you can't drink. I mean, how much sense does any of this make? I mean, seriously. And then, of course, in our state, and I'm sure this is the same in many states, you can strap on a gun as long as it's visible and walk almost anywhere you want. So, in one of our cities just down the street here, of course, we've had people who have done that, and one fellow actually, the police officer actually took him into custody, arrested him, and of course he'd had the old gun strapped on. The city ended up paying the guy $10,000. And you know, these people are now showing up at all these rallies or whatever, political or otherwise, you know, with their AK-47s and 45 strapped to their hip and things like that. And I just don't understand it. I mean, as I said, I enjoy guns. I enjoy going to the shooting range once in a while and, you know, firing those babies off. Now, as I said, until I went up in the attic and dug these things out, it had been about 15 or 20 years the last time I went to the, you know, the shooting range. But I mean, I would be embarrassed, you know, walking out of the house with a gun strapped on me. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. You know, and I'm sure I might catch some flack. You know, oh yeah, we have the right to bear arms and all that baloney. But anyway. What am I working up to here? I'm just really discouraged about everything. I really am. I've mentioned before, I watch CNN, MSNBC, you know, on the computer, New York Times, The Guardian, watch those pretty faithfully. And I think by and large Keith Olbermann does a pretty decent job. And I guess if you held a knife to my throat, I would most likely be more liberal than conservative, whatever any of those terms mean. And I think more or less Keith actually tries to be a journalist. That is, he tries to check his facts and go from there. But you know, you're getting to the point where it seems like you can't trust the news. I mean, you can't just take it, you know, carte blanche. You just can't say because it's on the news it is. I mean, come on, those Fox people are absolute whack jobs. Keith ran a segment tonight on Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck says God's talking to him. I mean, what in the hell is going on out there? So, I was thinking about maybe not watching the news anymore. As I mentioned before, I don't have I have a television show. It's like a monitor. I use it for well, the monitor's up right now, you know, on this camera, so I know what the camera's seeing. And I also, you know, DVDs I can put on there, but I don't actually watch television. I don't have a cable thing coming in that turns the TV on. I really don't. And I am babbling, and I am going on like a moron here. I don't know. I'm just trying to. Well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm not even, and I may well not post this, but I don't know. I guess the point is not that anyone would care, is I've spent far too much time in all this crap, and what has it gotten me? Obviously, I've learned a lot about all this complimentary stuff, but so what? You know, what difference does it make? I mean, at first it was kind of interesting just to learn about it, but when you get to a certain point, I mean, why? Why spend all your time doing this? Now, a lot of you who tune in fairly regularly, or at least a handful of you, or whatever, you know, you also have YouTube. You also, you know, put out videos. And I'm wondering, you know, what the hell are we doing? You know, are we actually accomplishing anything? I don't know. I really don't. The types of videos that I have tried to do, other than like the goofy stuff, like the politicians who are going around screwing and all of that, you know, the religious ones or the ones about religion, and the complimentary stuff. I mean, why bother? I mean, most of you who stopped by, we're all sort of in agreement. So it's not like someone is saying, gee whiz, I didn't know chiropractors were quacks. I'm going to stop going to one every week. Let me come back to the third segment.